Generation gap. It's interesting. All of us think about what is generation gap. I think, in my opinion, is when two generations don't really meet midway. There's a gap. Could be somewhere where we fall. They fall off, or the other people fall off. But let me tell you something different. I'm going to focus on a part of what generation gap really is, because generation gap is really a big topic. First, let me tell you something. Aren't we all here souls? Wandering souls. I'm a wandering soul. You are a wandering soul. We're all wandering around, trying to figure out something in this life. We all have different questions. We want answers. So, let me give you the answer for today about what I see in the generation gap. So, my fellow souls, good evening. Good evening. Now comes the question. What am I going to talk about? Generation gap? Let me tell you about a time where I was in my beloved home country, Egypt. Yes, I'm not a pharaoh. I'm tall enough to build a pyramid. But listen, Egypt is not a third world country. But being born and raised in Saudi Arabia makes life very different in Egypt. I'm a person who was born and raised here. I got used to some of the qualities of life in Saudi Arabia. I must say, there's a lot of things here better than there. But my story goes to Egypt, where I was finishing my army paperwork. Now listen, Egyptians have this thing where we need to do compulsory army service. So I wanted to not do that, because honestly, this is something so backdated. You did say generation gap. I was in Egypt. I go to where you have to start your paperwork. And then there's something that struck me. When I went there, this old lady was sitting on the desk. And she looked up to me. She's like, "What's your folder number?" Like, I don't know. "No, what is your folder number? If you don't have a folder number, you have no business here." I looked down and I'm like, "Listen, my folder number was given to me 5 years ago. You don't expect me to know or memorize that." And she said, "No, you have to, because if you don't, I'm not going to be able to find it out in this 1 million list of paperwork. All of them written folder numbers. They don't have something called database." Interesting. Isn't that a problem? Us thinking about database and people who are way older, boomers? No. Way older, who don't have that mentality. We think so much about digitalized future. Digitalized. Everything is digitalized. But current days, no. Like, people still work with some old systems. Maybe not in here, because Saudi Arabia has actually worked on transforming their digital platforms. You don't have to search for this paperwork. But listen, I looked at her and I told her, "I see something in you. You're going to find out my folder number." She looks at me, she's like, "Why? Why am I going to help you from many who I did not help before you?" Like, because we resonate. We come together, meet together at one point. And that was when I played the song for Kulthum into Amri. And she listened to it, and she's like, "Yes, you understand me." I'm like, "Yes, I understand you." I do. My folder number was there. 1 minute. I didn't even have to do any other work. It's just because I gave her something that she was familiar with. But like all of you, except especially me, like, okay, who here has their mothers not really into technology and stuff? Raise your hand. Combine all of that, and then you get my mother. The only reason she has mobile is for Candy Crush. So, this is also another thing. But forget about generation gap, okay? And then let's make some focus on unemployed people. See, jokes about unemployed people are not really funny because they just don't work. See, so all of you here, besides people who are born after the year 2000, that's not for you. You kind of have to be the most adaptable of all, because we, millennials, are part of the old generation and the new generation. So if you don't really adapt, and that's what generation gap is all about, you're gonna fall off. And you're gonna fall off in one of the biggest holes in history, deeper than the black hole. It's called the generation gap. Thank you very much.